Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Lions of the Desert podcast. We're here from the Detroit Coney Grill. Beautiful Scottsdale, a nice day, nice and mellow outside, about 80 degrees, 82 degrees. Um, Everybody's feeling good because the weather's so nice, and we got not a big game coming up Sunday, but one that we have to take because today is Detroit versus all of y'all. And we go enjoy the broadcast. A couple of words about last week. Yeah, we're here at Detroit Coney Grill. David Nager, the owner and head busboy here, is out on an errand. He's got on the freeway and he's on his way down. I do want to talk about Sunday. We did Sunday's podcast, and it was the Detroit Lions at the Houston Texans, and that was like one of the best games all year. At the end, we came out the winner, and Jake Bates, Money Bates, just did a hell of a job kicking. Hit that 58 yarder to tie the game, then a 52 yarder to win the game, and it was outstanding. The screams, the cheers, and the happy was here. Dan Campbell had said that was the best game the Lions played all year, and I totally agree with him because when you look at it, they did it. They came back. Aaron Glenn's defense, no scoring in the second half. The fun part was watching him talk to Leslie Starks at halftime. He said, "What do you have to do to improve the game?" He goes, "Well, we need turnovers. We need some interceptions." All of a sudden, Carlton Davis, at that very moment, intercepted. Right, intercepted the quarterback. I just couldn't believe it. And C.J. Stroud threw the ball, and gosh, that was the best interception of the day. It happened right when he was talking about it. Now we're going to talk about Jacksonville Jaguars, which is the next team coming up. We ended up winning that game. We are 8-1, and I tell you what, we look at it, and it's just amazing. Not since 1956 have we had that kind of wins, that kind of wins. Even this time last year, we were a couple of games down. The next three games on our slate are all winnable, are all totally winnable. We're 13 and a half points favored over Jacksonville Sunday. Should be 50. I think it's really going to be a beatdown. Um, Trevor Lawrence is not going to be playing. A couple of other people are out. Uh, we'll see what happens on that because it's in Detroit, and we had that. And we talked about and then after that we have let's see, Indianapolis, and then on Thanksgiving Day the Chicago Bears, and we're all looking forward to that. I know that. One thing I did mention about that though, this 5 game stretch. I remember back when we started it, and it was Seattle, Green Bay, Tennessee, um, Minnesota, um, and Houston. And the Titans were the ones we were pretty sure we could win. The other the other ones were all on the road. These were 4 road games that we won against good teams. And how could you beat that even a little bit? You can't. So what we did is we looked at that and we got that go moving on. Now the Lions got Jacksonville, Indianapolis, Chicago. And I honestly feel that at the end of that stretch, it should be the 11-1 Detroit Lions. Let's see. After that, a week from that Thursday, we have Green Bay at home. So it's pretty not it's not slim pickings, but it's I think a much easier schedule to prepare and get ready for, and that's what we'll look forward to. As far as Jacksonville goes, 13 and a half points is a lot of points. And it's the highest. I guess it's the highest one this year of any teams making a bet for the Lions, at least anyway. 13 and a half. It was always 2.5 points, 3 points. So we moved right along on that, and it was just fine. We look at it, and all we can do is just be fair. The Lions, they are the best team in the NFC. I'm also looking at tonight's game. Now you got Philly, and all of a sudden now they're proclaiming themselves the best in the NFC. We'll find out about that. They might end up at the number 2 seed. Everyone's pretty sure, and we're taking for granted right now, I guess, that the Detroit Lions will be the number 1 seed in the NFC. The path is there. We have games to play yet. The path is there. I think the only one I think will be tough but fun, and I hope we do take it, is the Buffalo Bills at home. We played the Bills, and the way they've been going, be a good game, but it's also another payback. We played the Bills really, really tough the last couple of years, and this might be the time we just shine through. Zadarius Smith starts this week, and we'll see how he works on the defensive line. That ought to be a hoop and a half too. You can't touch that. We got a good team, and we got good games coming up. And I think a lot of Lions fans are in kind of a down right now because the heavy part's over as far as a lot of them are concerned. But we can't let up. We can't let up. And I tell you what, I don't think Dan Campbell will let up. I'm not even starting to worry about that. You know, Campbell's that one coach that stays on your butt. So we're gonna wait for David. I'm gonna go take a break, okay, which I need to do, and hang tight. We'll be right back.
most part this year. You just never play well against Cincinnati. Yeah. Like for me, I just felt like we played against like Chicago. It was just like a blessing it's gonna be a struggle. It's just something about it. I don't know. This after so long, it gets in your head. That's how I was like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I was like that in the sense or something. I just never really had killer game. So yeah. So that helps your defense. These two are, this is a rivalry within the division. Obviously, the Browns, Pittsburgh and the Browns. Oh, hey! That's not really rivalry. This is the rivalry. There's a lot of respect between these two teams. The fan base, it's expected to be a physical game and matchup. And again, they obviously know each other, but this year, we really have what the Steelers haven't had for the past couple of years, which is competent quarterback play to go along with their defense. It's always competitive, and this year we really good defense playing at the top of the league. So I think this is going to be a great game for the Steelers. And on the Steelers side, Russell Wilson is doing that as the Steelers starting quarterback, but only one of those wins came against a team with a winning record. So what can Russ prove? I think over these past few weeks, Russ, I'm blowing back on Russ because a couple of years ago, watching him at Denver, I saddled on him. I thought for a second that, he might be washed and maybe he'll believe, but
those will be ways for you guys to come back right there. I'll let Carmen that. Well, I'll be here till 5 too. Yeah, okay. I was about to say I'll probably see you guys.
He reminds me of Russ in Seattle right now. If they get the win, if Russ gets this win, he's showing me that you can win a Super Bowl with him. This will be one of those games that you saw calendar. It's like Jackson, the Ravens, one of the best teams in football. The MVP is on the other side.
How you know what?
Beat the Ravens. This tells me that, hey, it's a possibility that the Steelers just out of nowhere could be like, wow, they actually challenge for I agree. He will prove to me that he is back on pace to take the team to Super Bowl. When I go back and I'm not watching the film, I'm not telling the producers, I film from 2013, 2014. Just my eyes, and he know enough football. I'm looking at him in the first 3 games of his first season. I go back to his first 3 games in 2013 when he was a quarterback of Seattle, where he won the Super Bowl. In the South, in which he played, but lost a little bit. Can still get out on the perimeter, move around in the pocket. What's so crazy is I started thinking, like, oh, Nick, I said, go back and look at the numbers in 2013, his first 3 starts. Look at his first 3 starts in Pittsburgh.
David's talking, said he's on his way back. I'll keep going now. David, you got it. You got a second. Come on over and tell the good folks about the bar while you're working during the games.
What time does it go till?
Huh?
What time does your podcast go till?
We're gonna when David gets here, we'll go another good half hour. Yeah. 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 And this is Dave. This is David. He'll be. There you go. Here's how you do it right. We're coming to you live from the Detroit Country Grill, 6953 North Hayden Road. David Fair just refused to come on with me because I'm ugly. That's what he said. He's got a better excuse. Okay. But a wonderful guy, and we have wonderful people that work here every Sunday when we have the games. Now, starting Sunday morning, I'll be here about 10:30. We'll be set up and we'll do a live play-by-play of the Detroit Lions and Jacksonville Jaguars. It will be in Detroit, Michigan. And I think Ford Field will be ready. Boy, we haven't been home in a while, David. We haven't been home in a while. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. So David will get here. Now, let's kind of go backwards a little bit and talk about the games that we did have this season. The only bad game we had was the Tampa Bay game, and I look at the Lions, and they are built. They were built to come back. They just wasn't ready for it. Sunday night, Jared Goff had a bad game, and the boys rallied around. The defense was just outstanding in the second half, and Goff was getting it together. But that's the one part I always argued about. Three of those two were total interceptions. I go along with that. But three of them were volleyball games, right? The ball was tipped, and everybody's fighting over the ball and everything. To me, that's not an interception. That's a jump ball, and it should be played as such because everyone's playing this game. It's got 5 interceptions. That's bullshit. All right, that's just total bullshit, and they can't be playing that kind of game. So let's preview the games we've had. We opened with the Rams. And the best overtime drive, I think, in history. Montgomery and Gibbs just owned the entire drive. Goff was just so on the nut. And then you had the Tampa Bay game. But then we had other games coming up. The one I liked the most had to be the Monday night Seattle game. It just had to be. Goff was 18 for 18. The Lions could do no wrong. It's an adversary that we hadn't beat in quite a while. It was always close games, but we did the job then. And we did a good job, and I just really, really like that game, and I like hearing Tom Brady talking about games. And instead of going, I would love to be the quarterback of this offense, and I think he'd be very good back in his day. I don't know if he'd ever come out, but that'd be fun. One of the things on Sunday night too that I thought was really cool, Jadarius Smith hyping up the defense. We were all watching that, and it was just so cool to see that. It just so much fun, So, we're going to put the chat on today. Hopefully, we'll get it on and see what we're going to do here. Let's get the chat going and live chat. There we go. So we're on live chat. Anybody has something they want to say, add a comment or what have you, we're ready for it. So in the meantime, we're waiting for David because I love having a guest. I love having a guest to talk to and someone to share everything with because I'm nuts. And we can get all that done. So in the meantime, hang tight. We'll be back in a few minutes. Oh, sure. Wasn't even on. Unless they picked up on that. So. It's kind of fun. We're sitting here. We got sports shows on, and they're previewing the games on Sunday. So let's pick up and just take a look at that as we go. They're looking at the Ravens Steelers, which should be a great game. Ravens are favored by 3.5. They're in Pittsburgh. I'm taking Pittsburgh. Wilson brings a lot to the table. Jim Harbaugh said that. I love it, and we'll see how that game goes because it's going to be a good game. I have best friends that are Steelers fans, and we're all nuts and wacky. So I mean, come on, So we'll see how that goes. It's just a fun thing, It's just a fun thing. So I love it. And you got Tennessee, Georgia, Virginia, Notre Dame. Lots of games coming up that are fun. As a matter of fact, I think I'll just go ahead and do that and bring up the games for Sunday. We'll talk about all those. La 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 la. Yay, Google. La la la. NFL games this weekend.
On Sunday, the Raiders will play the Dolphins at 11 a.m. The Browns will take on the Saints at 11 a.m. The Colts will take on the Jets at 11 a.m.
Well, here we go down the line. Let's do that. Okay. Let's do that. Let's take it from the top here. See what we got. Do. Lots of games. And here goes the phone. There goes the phone. Scam only. So it says that Commanders Eagles tonight. I want the Commanders to win this game. I want to see Jason see Daniels go ahead and win this game against Philly. Philly's been really um, bragging about how they're going to wipe everybody off the map. I don't think they will. Jalen Hurts is good. You can't knock that. However, I want to see them win that game. The Raiders at the Dolphins. This might be a game the Raiders pull off. I don't know. The Dolphins won. They're just losing it. So it's a throw it up in the air. I really don't care what the spread is. Browns at the Saints. The Saints need this just to have any kind of stature. All right, let's put it that way. Both of them need this game bad. They're both losing bad. The Colts at the Jets. The Jets will win it because the Colts are a mess and the Jets are a mess. So this is another toss-up. There's a lot of bad teams, a lot of good teams right now. Vikings at the Titans. The Titans will take this. After that loss of the Lions, they have put themselves in position to go ahead and win. They played so good sometimes, and they win sometimes. The Vikings, I'm sure, are favored, but I'm still taking the Titans because it's, of course, a division game. Packers at the Bears. The Packers have swiped the Bears all over the place. They have nothing going on. Jags, Lions. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Of course, the Lions. Rams and the Patriots is interesting because the Patriots beat the Bears last week. Bullshit, huh? Right. The Rams will take this with Matthew Stafford, Cooper Cup, and what have you, that company. And it's in New England. They might have a little bit of a chance. I don't think so. The Ravens and Steelers. The Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson's a really good quarterback. They're looking at Russell Wilson. This ought to be a fun game. And if the Steelers defense can do what they do well and get in there and walk them around a little bit, Pittsburgh's got a really good chance. I think it's something like 3.5 points in this game. I haven't looked at it. The Seahawks at the Niners, not even close to the game of the week, but the one we won. The one we won. I want the Seahawks to beat the Niners. I want blood from the 49ers. We have a Monday night game coming up with them. I think it's It's the week before the last game. Our last game's against the Vikings in our house. We should take that. But that Bills game ought to be really hot. I can't wait to see that one. And then you got Seahawks 49ers. So go Seahawks. I want to see that one. Falcons Broncos. Interesting game in Denver. Broncos almost beat the Packers last week. They blocked the field goal, and that was almost a really awesome game. I'm picking the Broncos to win this one because I'm seeing Bo Nix getting better and better. Came out of Oregon, and I just think he's getting better. My game of the week: Kansas City Chiefs at the Buffalo Bills. This is the one I want the Bills to win. This is in Buffalo. This is the one we're going to watch. That's the one I want to win. Period. The Bengals and Chargers. I have to take the Chargers because the Bengals just played really close games, but I haven't seen them really do anything. Let's see, the Texans and the Cowboys. Who gives a shit? Nobody. Okay. Next Thursday night, Steelers and Browns. We'll take that. So we're on our run here. I think next week we'll get the Colts, and that's another 11 a.m. morning meeting. So this Sunday and next Sunday at 11 o'clock, we'll be doing the Lions of the Desert podcast. And have it all going right now. So I've got a couple of people here. I'm going to go over and talk to some guests. And David's here, so we'll have David with us in just a moment as he says hello to everybody. And yeah, are you ready? There's the shirt for the day. Huh?
Right.
It's not Detroit for everybody. It's Detroit for all y'all.
There's all y'all.
All y'all.
Hi guys. Apologize for being late.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're doing fine. We were talking about Sunday night's game, and we're getting ready to talk about Jacksonville. I wanted you to be here when we talk about this one because Jacksonville is in trouble. Jacksonville is just, Trevor Lawrence is not going to play the game, and we're favored 13.5 points. And my first thought was, why so low? Why so low?
Because it's the NFL.
It's the NFL, and Dan Campbell's got a bone to pick with the NFL about Jared Goff. Jared Goff will be I'll tell you what, that'll be a whole different ballgame you'll see Sunday after last Sunday night. But
Probably going to happen.
I looked at your thoughts. Dan Campbell said that was the best game the Lions played all year, Sunday night. because they came back and stuck together as a team.
I can see it from a resiliency standpoint. I can see it
yes.
from a team bonding standpoint.
Grit.
I could see it from a grit standpoint. I could see it from an understanding that all for one for all. I
Thank
can
you.
see all of that. It doesn't
I
matter
think
if
he
one
meant
guy's
that in
struggling.
that sense too.
Yeah,
though.
I
think he
can
meant that
see
sense.
that. I can see that.
Yeah.
One of our guys is struggling. Hey, look, I'm going to tell you something. I'm a defensive coach. Tips and overthrows, you got to get them. And that's
right.
what their defense did.
That's right.
They got all the tips. They got all the overthrows.
Oh my gosh, that was
And
insane.
so-
and I still am the one person that says, hey, look, if it turns into a tip ball, it's not an interception.
Yeah, you know what? It's always counted that way. And,
Yeah.
they blame the quarterback because it shouldn't be a tip. It should be right in his hands. But a lot of these receivers, especially the diva receivers, I think a tipped interception should go against the receiver. Personally,
I do too. I personally think there should be I think that should be there.
Yeah.
How many tipped or dropped balls?
Yes.
All right. Now, if that was the way
drop balls, you have a
last
problem.
year,
A lot of
Jamison
receivers,
Williams would
yeah.
have 30 of them within a game. But I'll say that. I'll say the tip ball or a drop ball, not a drop ball, but a missed ball. Your thoughts on that game, because the crowd here was really loyal.
I'm going to be honest with you. At halftime, we probably had about 10, 12 people leave.
Yeah.
10, 12 out of, I don't know.
Now, some of
There was
those
a lot
people had to go to work.
They
in the morning,
did.
too.
There's no question about it. The people that stayed were rewarded.
Oh
We
my
felt
God.
it.
Oh my
We
God!
knew it.
Did we ever feel it?
And I'm going to tell you why we felt it. And this is going to be the first one of the year. You take your hat off.
Yeah.
Hats off to Aaron Glenn.
Amen. Aaron Glenn. AG.
Hats
AG
off
got a
to
game ball
You,
for the
you know me.
defense.
I've been very critical of AG.
Yep.
Let me tell you something. That defense played phenomenal.
It really
The
did.
second
That
half,
second half
they
was
didn't
awesome.
give up any points.
No.
They did everything right, and everything had to happen the way it happened
And,
for the
and,
Lions to get those
and
opportunities.
Mixon only got 36 yards on
Crazy.
25 carries.
But Mike, come on,
25
you and
carries.
I both know no one's running on the Lions.
No, and I can't wait to see Mr. Smith goes to Washington, but he actually goes to Detroit and plays with Jacksonville next week. He was on the sidelines amping up that team. I had the energy and ready to go. Wanted to play.
I want to know where, I hate bringing in politics into football or politics into anything, but that fat ass Chris Christie. This is for you, bro. Who's classless now?
Yeah.
Look at the class the Detroit Lions organization,
Thank
the
you.
Detroit Lions head coach did was
Thank you.
Zadarius Smith. He had never he hasn't seen his Florida home since the hurricane.
That's right.
The Lions gave him a week off because that was going to be his bye week.
Uh-huh.
And they let him go and see his home, be around his people, be with his family. And you saw it. Again, this team is one for all for one.
And
there's no better team, TEAM, than the Detroit Lions today.
And here's a great point that was brought up on social media this morning. Snacks Harrison, who we took from the New York Jets and played today. And he hadn't had a bye week yet.
The
And
reason
he said
why
they
he's
threw me
called
right.
Snacks.
Yeah. He said we didn't have a bye week or nothing. They threw me right into the line. And I was really kind of mad at that. I wanted a couple days to acclimate. They wouldn't let him have that. But look at what Dan Campbell's done.
And
How come no one's going to – everybody.
So are we talking about like New York, New Jersey area?
Well, New York, we got
No.
Harrison
We're talking about Harrison, right?
Yeah, New York. Yeah, Giants. He was with the Giants.
Yeah.
And they made a trade, and they got him as a defensive lineman. He's right where DJ Reader is now.
Kind of ironic
And,
that Chris Christie is from that New York.
Isn't
New
that
Jersey
funny?
area.
And that's who he was slamming Christie.
Fat ass.
And I love Dan Campbell's response. The only time I was classes when I drank wine out of
I
a
think
bag.
Chris Christie needs another sandwich. What do you think?
He needs a Detroit Coney grill if you're really going to
Actually,
eat.
that's what he
If he's going to eat, he needs a Coney dog.
He needs to come.
He
He's
needs
come to Detroit Coney Grill.
he needs to
Scottsdale
come over
get
here
a
and
real
eat.
Coney.
No one's
That's
going to talk to him, but he could come over
He can
here
come
and have
over
something
here,
to eat.
That's for you calling us and our organization classless, chump.
Yeah. We had all that going. And now, the Lions need to get the Super Bowl because Trump's going to go. Trump will be at the Super Bowl this year. He shows up in places, man.
He will be.
He's that awesome like that. We'll probably sit with Sheila. I sit with
Can you
Sheila and the
imagine?
other guys.
No,
Right?
he'll be by himself. I don't think anybody. I like seeing him at the college football games. I'll tell you what.
I love it.
Like him
Go
or
see
love
the
him,
Army
hate
Navy
him or
game.
can't stand him. You know what I mean? He's there and he gets the crowd going.
That's what he really
He's
does.
the only one that's been at college football
really-
games, and I'm a big fan of college football.
The
I haven't seen any other president really go to any college football games.
My favorite thing he goes to is NASCAR. When he goes to NASCAR,
But that's his crowd. Let's be honest.
his crowd.
Let's be honest. That's his crowd.
So's
yeah.
wrestling. So's the wrestling crowd. That's his crowd. That's
UFC.
yeah. He goes to the
UFC is his
UFC.
crowd,
Calls
yeah.
Dana White. Dana White's one of his advisors.
College football is a little different. You got a lot more diversity there.
That's true, too.
When you see it there, when you see him doing his thing there, he is.
Okay.
And
Let's
he
look-
is our next president-elect. Like it or not.
That's
what it
right.
is.
I love it. Let's see. Let's go next couple of games we got coming up. Now we got the Jaguars. We got our Colts guys that were sitting over here,
Yeah,
and they'll be on next week.
they'll be on. Yeah.
If he can get away from his computer, they'll be on next week.
Oh yeah, he's
And,
always on the computer.
But 13 and a half points over the Jags, I don't see any problem with this game. I'm really
Talking about Jacksonville.
my call is they're going to be nice. 52 maybe to 3. 52-3 is what I could
You're
call it.
being nice.
Yeah,
You're being nice.
I am being nice. It's going to be a rout.
I don't know what Jacksonville can possibly do.
Their
because-
O line is horrible.
Yeah.
Their O line is horrible. I swear to God, I made this morning when I saw the line. I saw their line this morning. I'm sitting there going, this is one of those games where you get 10 sacks.
It's gonna be over at halftime.
It's going to be 10 sacks.
It's gonna be over at
It's going
halftime.
to be over after the first quarter. But those one of those games you get 10 sacks, and everybody's going to eat. Everyone's going to eat. Jameson Williams, Amon St. Brown, Montgomery and Gibbs.
There's a game to try something. This is the game. You want to try some stuff?
You want to try some
You want
plays?
to do some blitzes?
Yeah.
this
This
is
is open
the-
to you, Ben Johnson. You
This
got
is
some little trick plays you want to learn?
Hey, I will tell you this: unsung hero of last game.
It was.
23, Carlton Davis.
Yes, number 23. Don't let that go. There were 3 game balls were given out. One to Aaron Glenn for the defense.
No question.
One to Carlton Davis for the 2 interceptions.
And you
the
gotta
stops.
give it to my man,
Little Jake Bates.
my man,
He called him Mr. Bates.
Mr. Bates.
You know?
Yeah,
He said, I didn't want to say master. Mr. Bates.
Mr. Bates.
And he said two field goals, and he put everything into it. Now, I could shave closer than when those were closer than when I shaved. The way those balls went in through
Well,
there. But
you heard
but they
what
went
he, you
through
heard
it.
what he said, right?
Yeah.
It was all God.
It was, oh man, that's what I love about the kid.
You gotta love that. You know, when a
Because-
guy is a man of faith, when a guy has the right head on his shoulder.
And he knew a year ago when he was a brick salesman
In
that his
Houston,
life would be good.
In
In Houston.
Houston.
And Aaron Glenn's from
the,
Houston.
the irony.
Aaron Glenn is from Houston.
The
Aaron
irony.
Glenn was born and raised there. A
Yeah.
couple of games down the road. I see one more game in this whole schedule we have left. It's going to be a
Oh, there's a
tough game.
couple of good games.
There's a couple of
There's
the
a couple of
Bills in Detroit. Buffalo in Detroit is one of them. That's one I really looked at. And
We're gonna learn a lot about the Bills this week.
we really are.
The
We
Bills
really
are playing
They're
Kansas
the Chiefs.
City
That's right.
this week. I'm gonna tell you something.
I'm taking the Bills in that game.
At the beginning of the
It's in
year,
Buffalo.
I went out and said that the Lions are going to beat the Buffalo Bills this year in the Super Bowl. And everyone thought I was nuts because the Bills basically unloaded all their stars and everything like that.
That's right.
And the
Who's
reason,
hurt? Diggs is gone.
The reason why I did it and why I said it is I saw what happened with Kansas City, and they literally galvanized around Patrick Mahomes and who was there on the team. And I'm going to tell you something. The last 3 years, the Bills have beat the Chiefs during the regular season and lost to them in the playoffs.
That's right. And they were always good games.
I have a feeling that this week is going to be different. Harrison Butker is out, so
Okay.
they're a superstar kicker,
That's right.
and he's won a lot of games for them this year. That leg has won a lot of games. They've
A
been in
lot
a
of
lot of close
games.
games this year. If the Chiefs beat the Bills in Buffalo this week and they rematch in the playoffs, the Bills will get them.
I
It's a
believe that.
reversal of
I believe that because they'll both be in the playoffs.
They're
Both of them will be in the
There's
playoffs.
no question they're both going to the playoffs.
You know, like that. I know another team's going to go to the playoffs. And number 1 seed, perhaps. I'm loving it.
I don't know about
I'm
perhaps. I want to explain. I want to explain something to you. Give me a reason why they wouldn't be the number 1.
Everybody broke their legs and they couldn't play.
Not going to happen.
That's the only one I got.
Not gonna
You got anything? I can't see
Not
anything
gonna-
else.
We already had one superstar. break
Can't
his
see
leg.
anything
Not
else
gonna
because we
happen
got 2
again.
games with the Bears. All right, there's 2.
Yeah.
You know, we got there's 4 games to win.
Speaking of the Bears, holy
Oh my, do you
moly.
believe that?
Whoa!
I can't.
Started off 4-2. Is there a chance they're going to win another game? They might
No.
win one more
No.
in that schedule.
No,
You don't
I don't
think
see.
so?
I don't see
4-13.
Game.
From 4-2 to 4-13.
He was
To all
sacked.
my Chicago people, I feel we know what it feels like.
Williams was
We
sacked
know what
9
it feels
times.
like.
They only scored 3 points against a team that's not a good team. You know, I can't forgive.
Are they
or see-
ruining Caleb Williams' career, or is he
Yes,
really
they are.
just that?
Yes,
not
they
good?
are. Yes,
Or
they
is
are.
he really
the
not
teammates
that
call
good?
for him to be benched. The teammates are calling for him to be benched.
Yeah, but that's not the Bears ruining his career. That's him, because I think he holds on to the ball just
Too long.
a little too long, and that's the problem.
Well, the facts came out. He held the ball 5 seconds or longer on 5 of those sacks.
Wow.
That's what's going to happen. If you're there for five seconds or longer, then you're done. But if you get there and you do like Jared Goff does, throw that ball.
Hey,
within
look
2,
who
2.5
walked in, a
seconds.
friend of mine, a former
With a
Detroiter.
Verner's ginger ale and
with
a better
Verner's
made
ginger ale.
chips.
Hey, Tommy, come say hi to the Lions of the Desert podcast.
Hello, everyone.
There's our boy Tommy.
Happy
He
to
was
be
in there.
here.
Tell them who you are and what you do, Tommy.
I'm Thomas. I'm a friend of David's. I work at Cafe Monarch.
Yes.
By the way, if you haven't been to Cafe Marnick, you better bring your credit card.
Bring your
You're
wallet.
not going to have enough cash in your
Yeah,
pocket.
bring your firstborn
But the
male
food
child.
is phenomenal. Go see Tommy, Gus, and the crew are phenomenal.
Yes, these are pros.
Yeah. What are you cheering with there? What do you got there in your
Cheers.
hand?
We got the classic Verner's
Classic
In the
Verner's
glass
ginger ale.
bottle.
in the glass bottle.
And then what's the better meat of choice?
Better
It was Verner's
The
ginger ale,
best.
the only liquid that could beat COVID. So
Yeah,
you know,
it beats everything.
Beats
AIDS,
everything.
whatever.
Doesn't
It doesn't matter. You
Doesn't
break your
matter.
arm, you take a Verner's.
Yeah, I
You're
hurt
from
my
Detroit?
toe.
Yeah.
Got a Verner's?
Get a
Yeah,
Verner's.
that's how
Yeah.
we believe in Detroit. It's really
Hey,
true.
we love it when Detroiters stop by. Thanks for
Hey,
joining us, Tommy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What part of
Appreciate
Detroit
it.
you from? Tommy?
I was on 8 Mile and John R.
Oh my God, right near me, almost 7 Mile and Gratiot.
Yeah, we
7 Mile and
They're a
Gratiot.
little further east.
Yes. Yeah, a little further east, but still. You know.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love
Thank
it.
you. We
Have
appreciate
fun.
it. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And you have a good night.
Cheers. You
Can we get a prediction for the Lions demolition of the Jaguars this weekend? He said 52-3.
Yeah.
Get a prediction, Tommy.
You got to go higher.
Man, I'm not good at this. We'll say 14 Jacksonville, and we'll do 45 Lions.
Okay,
We'll
that's the
take
minimum.
it.
We'll go
take
minimum
it.
on that.
31 points. We'll
Yeah.
take it. Absolutely.
We'll
Have a
go
great day,
minimum on
sir.
that one.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a train wreck for them. They're not. You know what? Doug Peterson will get fired. Look at how many coaches are going to get fired this year. Okay, start with Esterhaus in Chicago. Okay,
Eberflus is gone. He's already gone.
Eberflus, that's his name. Esterhaus. I'm thinking of Hill Street Blues.
I don't think
So
there's any difference.
yes, and then you got Peterson. He's going to go. Let's see. What's the other one? I'm thinking of.
Honestly, I think McCarthy has to go.
I think McCarthy is going to be fired. He's
So
not
let's-
going to be fired. He's
can
going to
we-
be scapegoat.
Can we talk about
He'll be
something?
scapegoat.
Can
He'll be
we
scapegoat.
Can we talk about
Sure.
something? What are the chances of the former America's team, known as the Dallas Cowboys, tanking the rest of the year
Oh, it's
and going after Shedeur Sanders to lure Deion Sanders in to be the head coach? And I'm going to tell you why. Because I think I understand Jerry Jones. See, Jerry Jones knows he's not going to win the Super Bowl.
that's right.
He's not.
No.
Because as long as he's involved in the organization.
It's not
So
gonna
right
happen.
now, he has to find something to make the Dallas Cowboys an entertainment.
He has to find something for him to get back on TV.
Yeah.
He
yes,
has to
yeah.
be in front of the camera.
And he has
That's
to.
his whole gig.
And so
That's his whole
him
gig.
bringing Deion and Shedeur there gets that's so intriguing. I'm gonna want to watch the games. I'm gonna want to know what's
I
going
don't
on.
think Deion would go.
Well, we didn't ask- I'm gonna tell you
I
something.
don't think
I'm gonna tell you
Deion
something.
would go, and I
Deion is
don't think-
Deion is a smart businessman. He played for the Cowboys. He knows what the Cowboys names brings. He might have to have one of those, as he would say it, private conversations with
Well,
Jerry
you've got to
Jones.
look at other teams who are going to tank so they get the first pick, which is going to be.
Oh, the
case.
Giants are going to tank.
Yeah. The Giants are going to tank. The Raiders are going to tank.
Raiders are going to tank.
The Colts are going to tank.
I've said before, I see him as a Raider. I've said it before.
I think I see him as a Raider.
I see him as a Raider. Him
And-
and his ties to Tom Brady, I see him as a Raider.
Oh, good call there.
Yeah, and-
Oh, I
and
never
listen,
thought about
if there's,
that. But
if
good
there's
call.
a person that has more influence than anyone else in the NFL, it should be Tom Brady.
There
Not-
should be
not-
Tom Brady. It should be a
it
Michigan
absolutely-
man.
A Michigan man. I
A
like
Michigan
that.
man.
I like
And
that.
I could see that though. You kind of got me on that one. That's good. That's
Yeah.
a good call. I see him going to Dallas.
Mhm.
He'll get all the money he's ever won for his entire life.
Get everything he wants
He'll sign a $100 million contract
Right
as
away.
a rookie.
right away.
They won't
Well,
even
not
mess with-
possible, but they'll find a way.
Jerry
Jerry,
will find a way to
well,
get it.
Jerry's given 60 to Dak, so
I can't believe that.
yeah, can you imagine?
I can't.
So they have the highest
Everybody
paid
knew
quarterback.
as soon as he got that
Oh,
contract,
we all
he
knew
was
it
going
was
to get
over.
hurt. He was going to get hurt.
Well, I didn't think he was going to get hurt, but I knew that ended their chances of ever becoming good again.
I can't believe that.
Because you can't pay one guy $60 million and expect to sign other free agents. Now they have the highest paid quarterback.
They also have the highest cap space. The lowest cap space.
They also have CeeDee Lamb, who's the highest paid receiver,
He wants out of there so bad he can't see straight.
and they're going to have to sign
where does he
Micah
wanna go?
Parsons, and he's going to be the highest paid defensive
Parsons
end.
is really on the way out.
You think so?
I think he's either he's going to say trade me because he did that tweet to Jerry Jones, and now he's going to get a load of shit now.
What does Micah
and,
Parsons look like in Honolulu Blue?
I think he looks really good. I think
What about the diva aspect of the podcast and all that? See,
I think
Campbell's not going to have that.
under Dan Campbell that would disappear, and he would explain to him why and put it in a good way. You know,
Yeah,
like-
he's going to show him his finger, and he's going to say, "You want one of these?
You
or
want
not,
one of
son?"
these? That's it. That's it exactly.
Let me
But
know.
I think he would look very nice right next to Mr. Campbell and Mr. Anzalone. I think the three of them would be, oh my God, the three
Can
amigos.
you imagine that linebacker?
And then you got Aiden Hutchinson, Jarius Smith,
Oh,
DJ Reader, and the unsung hero, McNeil.
oh, he is.
I just love that guy.
Did you see how he got hit in the face?
Oh.
Came back at 54 was just a
Just
dog. He
insane
was
in there
a
Sunday.
dog in there Sunday.
Just
He was-
insane.
Yeah.
And then somebody asked Reader after the game, How'd you feel about the game? He said, I didn't know what was going on to block for a lead. I was blocking for a lead so he can get through. And it was true. You
I
saw
bet
that.
you could have C.J. Stroud, what the order, and he was just
And
right
how-
there.
and how it's not
every
enough.
time and not enough. Oh
You know,
yeah,
because they played so good.
Oh,
That
he
line
was there.
played so good. And Zalone was on. Everybody.
Everywhere.
Jack Campbell.
everywhere.
Everybody was playing so good.
Like I said,
just,
hats off to Aaron Glenn. Hats off to Aaron Glenn.
Brian
He
Branch.
had them ready.
Brian
Well,
Branch.
we're not surprised anymore.
Oh my! We're just. It's amazing how you used to get the great players. You get used to it. You expect it now. Now you know how many interceptions is Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch going to have against the backup Mac? Come on! It's
I don't
gonna
know, but I know how many interceptions they're going to have for the rest of the year.
I'm going to go 6 or 7 apiece. I think they'll get another 6. We got 7 games left.
Not a piece, but
Now,
there's going to be an interception between one of them every game for the equivalent to the remaining games. for
Well,
the
I
rest
made
of
a
the year.
bet this morning that the game winning play will be made by the Detroit defense against the Buffalo Bills.
Oh,
Yeah, I just
I
had
mean,
that feeling.
Allen has started to throw some interceptions.
Yeah.
It's
Josh
not like
Allen threw
before,
3
yeah.
last
Yeah,
week.
yeah, he started
Threw
to
3
throw
last week. Now
He's taking those chances again.
he's taking those chances again. He can do that against the Chiefs because their secondary isn't all that good right now.
They have one.
Yeah.
They have McDuffie, and that's about it.
That's it. Thank you very
They
much.
have
McDuffie
and
is
that's
it. They still have Chris Love. And he's the only one on the line that's anything going on. Dan Campbell puts together a team everybody eats, and that whole line is just so damn good. And if we go to the Super Bowl,
Mike, there was a
would
play.
Aiden Hutchinson play if he was ready? Would Dan Campbell let him?
That's the question.
That's what I
the
think is the question.
Would Campbell let him? Because you know what Aiden's going to do. Put me
I was
in,
gonna
coach.
say, put me in
Put
right
me
now.
in, coach. Yeah, put me in, coach.
You know, he could say,
Yeah.
"Play me right now. Play me right now."
Now.
It would be
We
cool.
are hearing promising things
Yeah,
about what he's doing and his recovery.
he's recovering very quickly.
Well, he
I
has,
think
he has
he was-
a reason to recover.
He was very blessed because that doctor was right there in the hospital and did the surgery
right away.
Immediately. Didn't even fool around.
Didn't fool around.
No.
Happened the very next day.
Apparently, the
Good.
doctor put down his Verners and put the gloves on and said, "Let's get to work."
Let's
you know.
do this.
And or he could have had Rock and Ride. They have Fago here too, kids, and he could have done that. But apparently, he's healing really, really quickly.
super well. Super
That
well.
is
And
so
I
cool.
can't wait, man. I just want to see him back on the field again.
That's all.
Even if it's just on the sideline. It'll be remarkable. It'll be a miracle.
If he comes out on the sideline during a game just to see the game, the crowd will go apeshit. And
it's
it's going
going
to be
a
at
Willis
Ford Field.
Reed type of moment.
If it would happen in the last game, which we played the Vikings at Ford Field, and if on the last game he can just come out and say hello,
I'm going to look you in the eye and tell you that's going to be a meaningless game.
I meant. Oh, it is meaningless.
It's going to be.
Oh no, we'll number 1 seed by that.
It's going to be.
We will. We'll be number. We're 8-1 now, right?
Yeah.
By the end of this 3-game stretch, we'll be 11-1.
So speaking of, very
Shit.
important game today in terms of number 1 seed.
I really go along with that. I can't wait to go home and see
Washington,
that.
Philly.
I want Washington so bad you can taste it.
Philly's favored by 4.
4
Philly's favored by 4.
in Washington.
Yep.
They're in
Philly.
Washington, and I think hometown crowd is really
I
going to
don't
show.
know. I didn't check. Are they in Washington?
You double check, but I'm pretty sure they are.
I'm going to walk away and double check.
He's going to walk away, Renee. La da da da. Great old song. They'll go check on it. If it's in Washington, I'm taking the Commanders, but I'm pretty sure the Commanders, the Comanches, the Washington Comanches, and we'll see. We'll see in a few minutes there. But David did bring up some good points on the Lions. We'll win the number 1 seed. I cannot wait. It's just incredible. Wow.
Press off. I think you just hung up the call.
You just hung up on a call?
I got it. Don't worry.
Okay. So is it, did you get it?
We're going to find out right now.
We'll find out right now, but I'm pretty sure it's in Washington. If I hope the memory doesn't pass me up. Hope the memory doesn't pass me up.
Washington at Philadelphia.
It's at Philly. Okay.
It's
I
at
keep
Philly.
saying
Yeah, because there's a 7-2 team on
What
the
a
road.
great team to
should
win.
not yet. So it's at Philly.
Jalen Hurts will be playing. They'll be all hyper and happy. And
Key
lovely.
to the game. The most important thing in this game is Washington's ability to stop Philly's run and
Bingo.
Saquon Barkley.
Bingo. Hit it. It's not the pass you got to worry about. It's the run.
It's the run.
And
Because
you
the
got to
run's
stop a
gonna set
running
up-
code.
you gotta
It's
stop-
Jalen Hurts that runs.
Yep. Load the box.
Oh, they'll load the box.
Load the
They
box.
have to.
You know,
They
Dan
really
Quinn
have to.
is a defensive specialist.
Look at Lindsey Vonn
You
at
should.
her age.
Oh.
Look at her.
Lindsey Vonn is still
Oh,
hot.
dear God, she's still hot.
She's
Oh,
still
my
hot.
God.
Yep, yeah. Lindsey
Ugh.
Vonn is still hot.
She's so cool. She could be changed for an vibe check in Motown.
Oh yeah.
I love it. Coming up on national TV, of course. I mean, it just
Lions
are
finally
everywhere.
getting their due.
They really are. They really are. Stephen A. Smith loves Jared Goff.
He does.
I was watching him this
Stephen
morning.
A. Smith still has the Lions as the best team in football.
Yes,
They're
he
still
does.
number one.
Yeah, he said he wouldn't pass it up. He did that yesterday. He did the top five teams.
Yep, he does it every
And,
week. He still has the Lions as the top team.
He said the Chiefs will stay number 2 so long as when they win the games because they block a field goal. That's not their stop. And I just had to crack up. He said the Lions came back in all kinds of manner.
Yeah.
And I love it. Jeff Saturday said it was wrong, and so everybody they threw him out. So I mean, it was just the way it was. Let's tap it up with this. We'll have the game here at 11 o'clock. And anything special is going on for the Detroit Pony Grill at 6953 North Hayden Road.
We always have our 313 specials. Come
Sounds
get
good to
your
me.
michelobes. Come get your mimosas. You know what time it is. You know, we're here. We love it. The
Uh-huh.
only thing I'm worried about is I think the crowd is going to bust out after halftime. Like I said, I think it's going to be 27-0.
I don't know
Halftime.
because I tell you what, I think that they
we have a good time here.
we have a
Detroit
really
Pony
good
Grill.
time, and I
And
think
everyone knows what happens at the end of the game.
yeah, the Honolulu Blue Shots, and
There's
we
no
sing
question.
forward down
We're
the
drinking
field.
the Kool-Aid, baby.
Amen. And but I think the excitement of being with people who believe as you do in a team that keeps them. They just
It
want
does.
to
It
want to be
does.
part of it.
And
Because the
they
crowd-
are part of it.
I'm not kidding
They are
you. The
part
crowd
of it.
is so cool, so
Yeah.
wonderful. Sunday night, the hugs, the screams, the hollers. You know, the
Yeah.
best one,
Oh.
the best one I've seen so far was last year when we beat the Rams to win our first playoff
Yes.
game.
That
That was insane. That
yeah.
was just an insane
But
night.
the
That was-
hugs and the screaming and just
The tears.
the
the
emotion
tears. Yeah.
after we came back from
Oh my!
what was almost an insurmountable 23-7 deficit.
19 points down, and the defense holds them 0 in the
Zero.
second half. That was just amazing. That was just I love that.
Again, a team win.
And some good,
Total team win.
great catches by Amon St. Brown. Good runs by Gibbs. Good runs by Montgomery.
Williams
That's
had a catch. When
Williams
he got
had the
sandwich
catch.
and
Do
he
you
hung on to
believe
the
that
ball.
catch?
Yeah, I do.
He had 3 guys on him, all trying to knock the ball out, and he's holding on to it. He's
He held
not
on to
letting
it,
this
yeah.
go.
Got a little hurt. Got a little banged up on that.
He got a
one.
little
Slow to
banged
get
up. It was better for him to be banged up than be talked to by Mr. Campbell.
But you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I want to see Jameson Williams make those catches.
I really
do.
He-
I don't
those
want
are
him.
his-
I don't want them all to be all the diva, the go routes. I don't want him to break. I want him to go across the middle. I want him to make a tough possession catch
And get hit.
And get hit.
And he did. He got hit.
He got hit, and he
But-
came
but
out beautiful.
He came out beautiful and started dancing. That's just his nature. That's his whole thing. So what we're going to do, folks, we're going to see you Sunday morning here at 11 o'clock. I'll be here at 10:30 and set up. Come on by. Talk about the game. Tell us where you're from in Michigan, and we'll have fun together. I promise you. And the Lions will win this one. This is one of the few I could really say will win.
Yep.
So, I mean, for David Nature, I'm Shoeshine Mike. Thank you for watching Lions of the Desert podcast. We'll see you next Thursday afternoon. Bye-bye.
Signing off. Thank you.
Beautiful. Just a beautiful.
That was beautiful.
It was
How you
nice.
doing, brother?
I am
I
wonderful.
had
How
to
are
go
you?
over there.
Oh, no, I
Yeah,
know that.
You know, yeah.
Yeah. No.
And it's never a schedule.
Is it the Gilbert one?
Yeah. It's never a schedule. It's just